Alright, today what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how to quickly detail the engine on a vehicle. This is a 2007 Honda Civic, and the engine isn't too dirty, but we're going to shine this thing up, and I'm going to show you the proper way, the proper method on how to do this and what products I use to do so. Some care needs to be taken when doing this. And you might ask, well, why detail an engine? Well, there's a number of reasons why. You got a lot of trying to get some good light here, but anyway, the hoses, your vacuum lines, things of that sort. Keeps them lubricated. Whenever you get dirt, dust caked on your hoses, your radiator hoses, things like that, dirt caked on, things of that nature, it causes them to get brittle, and over time they can crack a lot easier. So when you keep some lubrication, some shine, helps to keep them soft the way that they need to be. Also, the retail value of the car goes up the cleaner the engine. So when if you get ready to trade in or sell your vehicle, having the engine compartment clean is going to help you. It's going to give you better resale value, and it's just going to make, I know me personally, it just makes me feel good to open up my hood and see a clean engine bay. So I'm going to show you the products that I use to do this and how to do it step by step. Alright, products that we're going to be using today. This is Gunk Engine Cleaner and Degreaser Multi-Surface. They make this in like an aerosol type can. This I prefer because it has a citrus smell to it. The normal stuff that they make in the spray can kind of has a chemical type smell to it, and this is just a little bit better being that it's citrus, so this is what I like to use. Now whenever we're done with the cleaning process, to dress it up, believe it or not, and I've been using this for a long time, and you're going to say, why tire foam on an engine? Well, powerful cleaning. So this stuff, if you spray it on, it's actually going to degrease, and it's going to clean, and it's going to shine. It's got both properties at the same time. So once you're done cleaning, you spray this on and wipe down a little bit of the excess. You're going to have a very nice shine under the hood. So we'll take a look at that here in a bit. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing you want to do is you want to try to cover up some of your electrical components. Got your ECU, or electronic control module. That's the computer. Definitely don't want anything to short out. Cover up the battery terminals. Just cover them up with a little bit of plastic. You don't have to get too crazy. Just anything that you might be paranoid about, just go ahead and cover it up. Covered up the wiring harnesses going to the coils, and I'm not too concerned about everything else. Everything else for the most part is got a boot on it or something that's, I'm not too concerned with the rest of it really. Cold air intake, definitely when you got a short ram or something like this, you definitely want to keep it covered up so that when you start the engine, you're not sucking water directly into it. So definitely something you want to keep in mind. Alright, let's move on. Alright, so now that you've got certain stuff wrapped up to where you're not going to get the main concern is when you start the engine. You don't want water getting in through the intake. You don't want water, any liquids getting on certain components. Anything you're paranoid about, just go ahead and wrap it with some plastic or something to keep that moisture off of it. You're going to take the Gunk engine degreaser, and you're just going to start spraying. So let's do that. And keep in mind, do this with your engine cold. Don't do it while it's hot. A lot of people will disagree with me. It says right on the bottle, do it with the engine cold. So that's how I do it. So let's spray this thing down. All right. Almost forgot. Key component, the mass air sensor. So I wrap that up also. So you spray it on, and now you're going to let that stuff sit for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to spray it off. A lot of people are concerned about the alternator getting wet. Let me tell you, there are a lot of off-road vehicles that go through rivers and everything else and don't have alternator issues, so I'm not too concerned. Do want to keep any kind of lubricant, and I really don't like spraying directly. I don't like spraying anything on the belt because it causes squeaking and things of that sort. So that's something I did not spray. Tried to keep away from that. And when I spray this thing down with water, I'm going to do the same. Try to keep that water away from the pulleys, away from the belt. So, all right, gonna let it soak for 15 minutes. We'll come back, rinse it off, and I'll show you how to go about doing that. Okay, now that the engine degreaser and cleaner has set for 15 minutes, we're going to start hosing it off. I don't recommend you go with a very hard stream of water. Just take your hose, start spraying it down. Start spraying all that chemical off. Alright, I think that's pretty good. And what we're going to do now, we're going to remove the plastic, start the car, and let it run for about 15 minutes. What this will do, it's going to help the engine to dry. If you have an air compressor, whip it out, spray off, a lot of the excess water. That's going to help also. As the engine runs, it's going to help to dry it. Alright, engine started. Let's let it run for 15 minutes. Let it get warm. Let it get to operating temperature. Let's get this thing dry. Okay, now that the engine has been running for a while, dry for the most part, we're going to go with the shine. Finishing touches. If you have any areas that you want to wipe down, go ahead and take a microfiber rag, give it a quick little wipe down. Any excess water that you might want to wipe up, go ahead and do that. Alright, now next step. Alright, we're going to take this Armor All tire foam. Make sure you get this particular can. This stuff, this is a bigger can than normal. Got this on sale. It's pretty cheap. So we're just going to spray this thing down. You can just spray it all over. Just like any other tire shine, it's just going to, most of it's going to evaporate. It's going to leave a great shine. Just spray the whole thing down. Don't have to worry about your electronics with this stuff. Just get it everywhere. It's going to clean as it shines. Alright, as you can see, I covered up the mass air sensor and the intake again. Don't want any of that stuff getting sucked up into the engine. So you just spray it down and let it sit. Let it sit for 15 minutes or so. Most of it's just going to evaporate away. You can just kind of see, even on the camera, it's just slowly starting to soak in. A lot of it's going to evaporate. When we come back in 15 minutes, if there's any excess, you just simply take a microfiber rag and wipe up the excess, and you're done. And it's going to shine, shine, shine. Lubricate those hoses. A lot of good stuff going on. It's just going to look a whole lot better. And this car's got, I believe, 140 something thousand miles on it, I believe. Alright, let's let that sit, let it soak in, let it do its thing. Alright, now that we have everything shined up, look at that. Nice and shiny, easy to do, quick. Now, of course, I like doing a more detailed job, cleaning the underside of the hood, which definitely needs to be done. You can use the same method. Just keep in mind you might have to wash the car afterwards. You might get some on the windshield, so you might just want to spray it on a rag and do it that way, using the same method, same products, and it's going to clean that up really good as well. But as you can see, we got a pretty good shine. You might have to take some of that excess that might still be there. You're going to have some on your battery, of course. Wipe that up with the excess. Use a microfiber rag, please. Don't use terry cloth. Terry cloth will leave little pieces of lint everywhere. And you might be asking, with it being tire shine, is it going to be all sticky afterwards? This stuff really isn't. It really is not at all. It does the shine, does the job, but it doesn't really leave an oily film afterwards. That's what I like so much about that tire foam. And pretty good job, actually. Need to clean the shroud up a little bit more. Any areas that you see, just kind of wipe down with that excess shine. You can see how shiny that is. No oil, no oily, feel to it, stuff left behind. It's just shiny. Looks really good. Upper intake, or the upper radiator hose, I should say. Really nice and shiny, clean, easy. That's an easy and fast way to detail your engine, make it look a whole lot better. Pop that hood, and people kind of give you that wow, whenever you pop the hood. Got an older car especially, people don't expect it to be clean. So, all right, not a bad job at all. Wipe up excess, little extra cleaning, and that's it, man. Pretty good job overall. Quick job, but hey, looks a whole lot cleaner, a whole lot better. All right, thank you for watching.